Oh, okay. Welcome back to another Dr. Mav video. As you can see, we do not have any graphics, no PowerPoint this time, but it's because I don't really need one to demonstrate the point in this video, which is DDR4 versus DDR5 RAM. So, what is the difference between these two? Well, first, DDR4 RAM and DDR5 RAM are run on two different sockets. So, of course, you put your RAM into the motherboard. DDR5 aligns with, of course, AM5, and then DDR4 aligns with AM4. So, I have a picture here. This PC looks a little bit older just by the look of the CPU cooler. So I'm going to go ahead and say that's an AM4 slot. Regardless of that, it's kind of what it looks like here. Just some good, interesting ones right there. But DDR5 RAM, at its fundamentals, it runs faster than DDR4 RAM. It processes better, it's more efficient, and overall it's better. So what really separates them is, of course, the price. As you can see, the comparison. You can find this for like 68 bucks on Newegg, and then on here, this is a bad example, kind of, but $470 for Corsair Vengeance. Crazy. But regardless of that, DDR4 RAM, like I mentioned, it runs on an AM4 socket, and I will say that it is a good budget upgrade. So if you are running on an AM4 socket, and say you're running single channel RAM, so you've only got like 8 gigabytes, you don't necessarily need to upgrade your whole PC if it's like not performing well. Sometimes you can just get more RAM. And as you can see with something like here, this is $68, so not too crazy in today's economy. Regardless of that, we have many separate examples for RAM that, well, have made it pricier. So first, we can take a look at data centers for AI. They run on servers, which requires lots of RAM, lots of memory to run the servers, and so a lot of it has taken up the DDR4 memory and DDR5. So you see, like, insane. This is 16 or 32 gigabytes, and this is originally $603. Are you serious? $260? I mean, it just gets crazier the more and more you look at it. I don't know why that's $2,500. Regardless of that, all the RAM has been taken up by these companies, and it's just caused an absolute shortage, which is extremely unfortunate. And it's actually kind of created this weird level, or this weird dynamic is what I'm looking for. It's created this weird dynamic in the random access memory kind of industry, because originally the RAM, DDR4 RAM, was supposed to phase out. So they kind of tightened the amount they were producing so people would go over to DDR5 RAM, which is reasonable. It happens with most products that you see in today's age when a new one comes along. But demand remained pretty stable for DDR4 RAM, and the companies didn't think that. So all the other prices for parts are getting extremely more expensive. And so people don't have money to upgrade to DDR5 RAM once DDR4 is out. So if they're going to get new RAM, they're probably just going to stick with DDR4 as opposed to upgrading their whole PC to an AM5 socket so they can get DDR5 RAM. So the companies just really didn't think about that, because all the prices are getting insanely more expensive, and obviously the purchasing power has decreased over the past couple, whatever sort of period you want to say. However, that's kind of why DDR4 RAM is still very much in circulation, and that if you go on Newegg, it's actually one of the more suggested options for you. So I will say that this was a short little 5-minute segment about DDR4 versus DDR5 RAM and how it is affecting today's economy, or how it's affecting the computer economy, I should say. But then I also want to talk about, what do you do if you have an AM4 socket? So I'm sure that many of you are aware that AM4 sockets are obviously not compatible with a lot of high-tech CPUs nowadays. If you want to upgrade to the Ryzen 7s, the Core 7s, if you have enough money to buy a Ryzen 9 or a Core 9, and you have an AM4 socket, it's likely not going to be the same. And that means upgrading your whole motherboard, getting new RAM as well, and a new CPU. The price for that alone, unspeakable. It's insane. I'm going to pull up PC Part Picker real quick, and I will actually demonstrate just those 3 parts alone. Okay, as you can see, we are on PC Part Picker. Let's just go to a CPU. So, I think for example, let me go to video card. The chipset is the actual kind of GPU, I was so confused when I logged on a PC Part Picker for the first time, because I was like, what is a Gigabyte WindForce OC like? Where are the RTXs? And then I obviously looked to the right just a little bit and then saw. Regardless of that, let's go back to the CPU. And my point with that was that you see like Zen 5, so a lot of times it'll be represented a different way. So I think Zen 4 is AM4. I want to say, because like if we look here, I'm pretty sure this is AM5, but I'm curious to see what it says on here. Yeah, okay, so Zen 5. So it's under socket. Anyway, I am on PC Part Picker. Let's pick a CPU out. It doesn't have to be insanely expensive or anything. Let's see, let me double check if this is an AM5. This is an AM5, a Ryzen 5 9600 X3D. This is $179. For a CPU, it's conservative, I can say that. You don't have to get a new CPU cooler, but then again, you'll have to get a new motherboard. As you can see here are the AM5 options. Let's go to a cheaper AM5 option. 69. This is AM5. This is $101. And then now we go to memory. Let's look at DDR4. Oh man, like it loves to show you. Apparently there is no DDR4 on the site. Oh wait, I'm looking for AM5 products. Wow, that was not my smartest moment. Here's some cheap. It's single channel, 16 gigabytes, which is interesting. I don't see any really much better options, much cheaper ones, I should say. So we'll just take the single channel Patriot Viper Elite. These 3 parts, if you wanted to upgrade to AM5 alone, come out to $479. That is almost $500 that not many people have. If you wanted to build a budget PC, that takes up almost half of it. I mean, insane. So that just really shows the big dilemma about upgrading to AM5. And I'll tell you right now, you do not have to upgrade to AM5 to build a good PC. It gives you more creative freedom should you want to upgrade your PC in the future without spending tons of money. That is 100% an upside. But then again, the AM5 sort of upgrade point, you can really see why DDR4 is still in circulation, because then you would have had to upgrade CPU and motherboard. That's why DDR4 is still in circulation, and many people still use AM4. That was just another short little segment. Please, like I said, drop your builds in the comments. Here's a look at our pictures and graphics again. Please drop your builds in the comments, and I can make personal recommendations. I can make a video on them if I find them interesting, which I don't have many subscribers right now. I will probably make a video on your build. Can recommend to you different things and all like that. Anyway, please like and subscribe, and I hope you have an awesome day.